My name is Stephen Young, and I'm the International Chief Executive Officer of Mission Without Borders. And I would just like to take a few minutes of your time to share what I hope is some encouragement of the work of the mission, but also to thank you from the bottom of my heart for your continued and faithful prayer and financial support to the mission. In the story of the conversion of Paul in Acts chapter 9, we often reflect on the momentous occasion of Paul being confronted personally by Jesus on the road to Damascus, and the impact this had on the growth of the early church, and of course on Paul himself. What can often be overlooked is the role Ananias had in this story. Ananias was a devout follower of the Lord and was asked to go and help a person whom he understood to be an enemy of the fledgling Christian church and its members. He initially showed a significant lack of enthusiasm, but on God's second command, he went to the house where Paul was staying, as reflected in Acts 9. Ananias played a critical role in the growth of the early church, and he could well have been the person that first discipled Paul and supported him in those early days. Yet, we never hear of him again. Ananias reminds me in so many ways of our wonderful frontline staff who every day visit families in their homes, spend time getting to know precious children, and provide much needed friendship and support to the elderly. What a critical role they play. Like Ananias, they may be reluctant at first. They may not go down in recorded history as superstars, but their enduring faith and their belief in their calling enables God to do amazing things through them, which will last for eternity. They are amazing staff. Here at Mission Without Borders, we recently decided to invest further into our work in our children in community programs and to seek to increase the numbers of children within those communities. These are children that often come from dysfunctional and abusive families, and we look to provide them with time and with space for fun, for friendship, safety, and for them to hear the gospel, often in conjunction by partnering with a local church. Another program we would like to invest further is to support the elderly. In many of the countries across Eastern Europe where we serve, the elderly are increasingly becoming more and more marginalised, often with no or little family to support them, and with inadequate social support systems. Our frontline staff support the elderly, particularly those that cannot leave their homes due to disability or sickness. Our wonderful staff often become friends that care, support, and show love to them. Even in the latter stages of their lives, the elderly we reach are lonely and yet may hear the gospel for the first time. God is amazing. This year, in late May, we started our summer camp program, Praise the Lord. What's extraordinary about it this year is that we were able to do this even among the Ukraine crisis. As long as we met the local requirements of Ukrainian martial law, for example, by having an accessible bunker available on the premises, we will give as many children as possible a short break from the horrors of war, abuse, and the extremities of poverty going on in Ukraine and in the other countries where we serve. Our staff and volunteers are doing this, even though they themselves are confronted by traumatic horrors daily. They are faithfully enduring on a day-to-day basis. In late May 2022, we received a letter from the President of Moldova, Maia Sandu, thanking the staff of Mission Without Borders for all their help and support given to the millions of refugees flowing across the borders into Moldova from Ukraine. You see, our enduring faith is working out in practice in times of peace and war, and often in exceedingly difficult circumstances. But none of what we do is possible without you and your faithful and loyal support. Your support, love and prayers has become so precious to us, and we are thankful for you and for your incredible generosity. I guess in the same way that Paul would not have begun his ministry without the faith and obedient support shown by Ananias. We too cannot do what we do without you. So thank you very much.